This is Jodine on Capital Jazz TV. We're here at the 24th Annual Capital Jazz Festival, and I'm here with one of our headliners, Mr. Mike Phillips. How are you, Mike?
Hey, what's up? What's good?
What's good with you?
Hey, man.
It's been like forever and a day since I've seen you.
It's been forever and a day since I did this festival, and it's absolutely cracking.
I'm excited because this is your first headlining show here at Capital Jazz Festival. Word on the street is.
Yeah, I did the Soul stage and a couple others, and then I played with other people. Wayman Tisdale and Jeff Lorber. But this is the first time pavilion stage. I remember one time I was supposed to do the pavilion stage. Our flight came late and they put me on another stage. This was like a couple years. So this is my first time rocking big joint. We got a little rowdy out there.
I heard.
We went in.
I heard. So how have you been doing? I mean, it's been a while since I've seen you. How's it been going?
Everything's been good. I tend to rolling on, from a different perspective. Like sometimes record companies, they say, okay, well, you should put out a record every year.
Right.
I say no, because at the end of the day, Frankie Beverly all taught us that if you put on a great live show, you can consistently work. So this big myth about putting out records just for you to work, that's not true.
And it's not the case. It's not the case for you because you have been touring, you've been working in the background, and you've been headlining as well.
Yeah, I've been a great Indian. When you look at Michael, Stevie, and Prince, those are the times that you're quiet and you absorb the knowledge from the greats. And then you can be a chief, but you have to be a great Indian first. So being with Prince for 10 years, being with Stevie, scooping me up out of high school, it's a lot that I've learned. And I hope those musicians learn from me because I've learned from Prince and Stevie, and it's just about having fun.
Yeah.
And this performance show today, like we were all it was a party out there, which was really great.
That's one thing that's very interesting about you, Mike, is that you have worked with Stevie, Prince, Michael, like we call it the trifecta. You're one of the few that can actually say that. With Prince passing this year, how did you take the news? What were your first knee-jerk reactions?
Well, I mean, I really had to compartmentalize everything and kind of like deal with it in small dosages because just the whole thing, I wouldn't be able to take it.
Right.
Number one, he was good. He was good to all of us.
Yes.
Number two, he was funny. And if you were in his inner circle, that mystique and aura that everybody talk about never existed. It was other people that said, oh, you're not supposed to look at him, Jamie Foxx, don't look him in the eye. Now, mind you, I looked him in the eye a couple times, I was like, dang, man, he real pretty. Like, so here we go. So I'm like, I'm not supposed to look at him, but oh boy, so pretty that you have to. It's like, all right, forget it, let me just look. I'm gonna just give him 3 seconds.
Right.
Yeah, so one of the things he taught is like, playing funk, you can't be a selfish musician. There are a lot of musicians who get into their own technique and then start playing too much. And he said funk is about space. Boom, thunk, and then guitar, and then drums, and then all the relationships between guitar, bass, and drums. And then when you're just playing too much, he said, that's not gonna work. You cannot. And he taught us, like, don't be selfish as a musician. Give the guitar his space, give the singer their space, give the horn section their space. And that's why when sonically you hear Prince records, they're based out of the respect that he learned from James Brown. So, and as a jazz musician, I can't be effective. I can't really study the leaves. I have to study the root. The root is love. So I'm not going to get on that stage unless I go through understanding who Louis Armstrong is.
Right.
Charlie Parker, Sonny Stitt, Sonny Rollins, Ornette Coleman, Pharoah Sanders.
But so many artists, even jazz artists nowadays, like those that kind of skip going through the school.
Yeah, I call them the R&B dudes.
You know what I'm talking about.
I got much love for the R&B dudes, but like it's a leaf and it's an extension of the root. But me,
here's the argument. Here's the argument, Mike. I'm sorry to cut you off, but here's the argument. When Louis Armstrong, when James Brown, when all those greats were coming up, it was a different type of music making kind of mechanism and effect, right? You guys actually had to use a studio. All the instruments had to be played. But now with the technology and the way that I'm able to record on my phone now, like, why do I need to study them if I can make music differently from them? That's the argument.
Yeah, and then, so you can have two things that sound the same.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe Sample said this. He said, there are a lot of people coming out of these universities that are technically playing the right stuff,
Mm-hmm.
but you don't feel anything.
Hmm.
You don't feel, now, like when you had Thelonious Monk, he'll play one note, but you feel his soul through the note. One note, he'll hit a C, but you feel something. So what we're doing is that we're emulating the sound, but not emulating the spirit. There's a spiritual aspect to this music that you can't fake. So that's why to get that effect, you got to go to the root. There's no bypassing the root just to get to a leaf or a branch, to think that it will pass off as something that's going to be spiritual. So that's why I tell the young musicians, like, okay, so you hear like the R&B saxophonists, and much love to them. But,
Right, we love them.
But get back into some Coltrane. You know, my first set, we played a whole set of Train, then we went to Miles Davis CTA, and then we played all the intricate horn lines and went through all of that. Because, like, for me, I have to clearly make a statement that this is bigger than just playing notes, but it's me understanding the cultural significance of the music, the fact that it came from the Negro spiritual.
Come on now.
Over to this country. Satchmo got a hold of it, and then the blues, and then it went two places. We were doing so bad in America that the music went two places. It's blues, which is, man, I don't know what I'm going to do, or gospel, God is going to make a way.
Right.
And that's what started this
That's
revolution of our soul music, and rock and roll is a product of that.
Absolutely.
So
grew from the tree.
I tell these artists, when I watch how Prince and Michael was fascinated by James. You know who Michael was fascinated with? The Nicholas brothers.
Right.
Because those and Prince was fascinated with Nicholas brothers because that's how they became musicians from James, but performers from Fred Astaire and the Nicholas brothers.
Right.
So again, like I tell the younger musicians, the root. Get back to the core essence and then work your way up. Absolutely. And then when you get to the leaves and R&B and maybe some funk and some soul, it comes with a different intention and spirit because you went through the rites of passage. So my show is, you know, we have fun. I spit hip hop and blah, 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 and we have fun. But there's a rites of passage of understanding the root and the essence of why the genre existed up into the R&B, the funk, and the soul, and everything that comes as a branch and a leaf of the root.
And that was Music 101 by Mike Phillips. Can I call you professor for the rest of this interview?
Man, listen, I tell you the truth. Like, this would not be possible without the blessings of God putting me in the surroundings of people. And like I said, I was a great Indian. You know why? Because I kept quiet when Stevie was in rehearsals. When we had 10-hour rehearsals with Prince, I was just at awe and watching him work. And then I had a rehearsal the other day. I said, why are we rehearsing like this? You're playing these chords now. Right. What you're doing is you're setting up a tendency to play that wrong chord on my show. So I ask you, I'm going to give you a 10-minute break. You come back and you rehearse like we're going to play. That's
what I'm talking about. You got to put it in check.
Yeah. And then, you know, and then you have talented musicians who think that their God-given gift is a crutch for them being unprepared. So no, here's one funny story. So the guy comes in, he doesn't know his parts.
Right.
So I'm old school. Like, I'm younger, but after playing with Stevie and Prince, they really messed my head up. So, I'm hard. I'm like James Brown hard. So I stopped and I said, you know what? You're really gifted. I know you're gonna figure this out, but it can't be on their time. So I said, they're gonna all go to Subway, and they're gonna get some sandwiches, and then we're gonna give you the bill.
I love it.
I said, we're going to give you the bill. Now,
love it.
now, take the time to learn what you have to learn, and then you're going to pay for that time. Meanwhile, they eat in front of you and watch you learn your part.
I love it.
And then now full circle, this guy, I see this guy on the American Music Awards and the Grammys, and I'll come up to him. He was like, yo, I remember what you said, never use my God-given gift as a crutch for being unprepared. And I said, look at you, you are prepared. He is on the Grammys playing. So these are lessons.
Right.
And, you know, I wouldn't exist as a musician with all this knowledge of what I've been through I pull out the whip and spank those youngins because
Absolutely.
if you want to come up in this game,
Right.
there's a rites of passage. So being prepared, not using your gift as a crutch, because at the end of the day, now we all got to waste time and wait for you to learn the parts. Meanwhile, so we're going to have to eat some Subway or some sandwiches or something and watch you work.
I mean, you can't be mad. At least you're not deducting their pay.
That's next, though.
Like, you got to pay when you mess up,
If you ever watch Prince videos and he turns around, the musician and go like that, that means they made a mistake. And he would dock your pay. And man, Prince don't play that.
I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. So one more question about technique. Let's talk about your breathing technique. I need the secrets, because you have a breathing technique that you use.
I don't know what
you play.
I got a little man running the back. And like he's on the treadmill.
Not going for it. We ain't going for it.
He's on the treadmill, like for real, like straight hardcore. I just take a deep breath, man. Whatever happens, happens, man.
Do you work on? I mean, physically, what do you do for your body to make sure that you're able to?
I do wind sprints. Like I would put a saxophone down in the park, and I would do wind sprints, pick up and play. Ooh. Now, mind you, I'm signed to Nike. I'm signed to Jordan.
Right.
So I got to take a even athletic perspective on how I train to play. So I have to create the most volatile cardio environment. And if I can play during that, then this little show when I'm running up and down, jumping, that's nothing. That's light work.
Wow.
So, but I train. Like, I will put my horn down, wind sprints, pick it up, play, wind it, put it down, run again, pick it up. They look at me in the park like, what is this dude doing? Right. Why he got a saxophone on the stand and running?
Right.
Yeah, but we got to take care of ourselves, man. Like, you know, I went back to my high school reunion and shout out to some of the homies on the basketball team, but like I gave some of them a hug and this felt like they was in their second trimester. Like I gotta work out, because it being healthy it's serious.
Right.
It's not no
Especially
joke out there.
Especially in our community.
Yeah, it's no joke. So like with gigs, I can't eat after my gig at 11 o'clock. I gotta work out, and what you do on the stage will be a representation of how you live and how you work out. So I take that extremely seriously.
Love that you take care of the mind, body, and spirit. Love that about you, Mike.
I gotta go hard. Because I only got one. Look, with this life, as we know, with Ali, Prince, and everybody passing, we got one time to figure this thing out.
I know that's right.
And we can make mistakes in the context of it, but still, let's get it right quicker than not so we can get on that path.
So that was a sermon by our very own Mike Phillips. We will now.
Let me stop.
We will collect collection plate.
Exactly. Back to me.
Right. But no, seriously, how do people keep in contact with you? Because you're a wealth of knowledge.
Mike_Phillips at Instagram. Mike Phillips fan on Facebook. I'm building a new website. This is Mike Phillips. Will be up soon. I'm looking in the camera because y'all follow me.
That's right. That's right. Follow this man right here, and you're going to learn everything about what you need to know.
Much shout out to Cap Jazz. Thank y'all for the love. The crowd out there was crazy. We threw that go-go, and it was bananas. So
nice.
Shout out to the DMV. It goes down in the DM.
Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Okay. So, anywho, thank you, Mike Phillips, for being with us here at the Capital Jazz Festival. It's always a blessing when you're here.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
This is Jodine with Capital Jazz TV.